So, our final UX Tribune speaker has done it all. QA, consulting, business analysis, product management, probably saying yes. But above all, he's a product designer who loves untangling complexity. Nick Todorovsky has spent 14 years in IT working across teams, systems, and domains where nothing is ever as simple as it looks on the screen. Today, he'll take us below the surface and show us the enterprise UX, what it really means, the invisible dependencies, legacy constraints, cross-silo decisions, and all the work users never see but always feel. Nick, the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Hey, can you hear me? Yeah, cool. So yeah, I'm Nick Todorovsky, and today I would like to share some of my recent experience in enterprise. So please take it as a food for thought, because your experience might vary. And yeah, it's nothing scientific. Hopefully, hopefully it will spark some discussion or new ideas that you'd like to explore. So yeah, actually, this is my part of UI, use of AI into UI. So you can see that this is not a real iceberg. But yeah, cool. Hopefully you know the notion of UX pyramid, where every upper layer sits above a previous one, a foundational one. So I'll quickly go through that so that we are aligned. First, for our product to be successful, should be reliable and functional. This means that it should serve its purpose. Our customers know that they can go and achieve their goals using it. And then, on top of that, is convenient and usable. This product should be taking care into considering the customer's journey. Our customers are perceiving this product as something that is guiding them. It's not just a bunch of controls. They appreciate that we have taken into consideration their workflows, and they find it usable. And on top of it is the aspect of our product to be meaningful and desirable. This is where we all strive as designers. We would like to achieve that for each of our products. This is the place where our customers are talking about our product. They, in a positive way, of course. We spark emotions. They remember it. They share it. Some thoughts about it over the social media and so on. And now for the truth. In enterprise, at least I, rarely went into that space above the water. We have been most of the time in the convenience sector, and sometimes some of my products were just reliable and functional. And I learned to cope with that, because our matter in VMware Broadcom was such complex that this was just enough. Okay, and now for the new stuff. Again, this is my thought, and hopefully you like it. So I would like to extend the pyramid into an iceberg so that I can tell you what I think a designer in enterprise should take care of as well. So process interoperability. This means that our product could have some workflows designed, but it's where we must also think about how those workflows transfer into others and how they overlap, so that our, not just one persona, but 2 or 3 personas could seamlessly go from achieving one goal to another. Okay? Then it's the life cycle alignment. In enterprise, nothing upgrades or installs with a push of a button. It's actually a series of planning, scheduling, execution, also troubleshooting and validating. So this is another workflow that happens in enterprise. And last but not least is the system architecture. Those are the front-end and back-end guys who help us or not by giving some constraints. For example, actually, I'll be giving you my example in a minute. And this is just one product. Imagine that there's another product that comes into the picture, and you need to take care how do they integrate with each other. So, yeah, my recent experience was in that area. So I worked at lifecycle alignment, not the alignment, but the lifecycle of the product, where I had to design a software download depot where customers would be downloading their binaries. And it turned out very well. But the moment we had to integrate it into the bigger picture, I mean, where our customers were going to specify the versions that they would like to install, they were selecting their versions at once, and then turned out that system architecture was not supporting passing that information through. We had to do some manual, to involve our customers to do some manual work, and that resulted into them having to select the versions once more. It wasn't a very optimal experience. So my biggest 3 takeaways from this speech is, if you happen to work in enterprise, be prepared to spread thin, look into different products in your company's portfolio. You'll be losing a lot of time into communication, but the ones that we are the ones that we are bridging all of those. We are the same ones that will be bridging the products themselves. That's it. Thank you.
As promised, snappy and to the point. Any questions for Nick? The first one is the hardest one. And it's all downhill from there. Anyone?
Yeah.
Enterprise UX. Jimmy, do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Of course.
Do system architects want to work with UX people?
Honest answer, or?
No, lie to us.
They like, but they don't. Sometimes, most oftentimes, they take the decisions, at least from my experience. They take the decisions of the system architecture and then say, this is how it should work. We need an UI for that. So they like, but they don't. If we get involved as early as possible, then there is that chance. But it's a matter of planning, and everything.
Did you manage in your work to actually get to working with the system architects?
Yes, actually, yeah. I was taking insights from them on how some specifics would work. And we worked together, but we were behind the bigger picture architects.
Okay, thanks. There's a question there.
Okay, I have a question. How did you manage to get a seat on the table? I mean, with all the stakeholders and decision makers.
Nagging. Yeah. You have to be very proactive because no one would invite you to join, actually. You have to ask a lot of questions and be almost on the tipping point when you're perceived as a bugger. So yeah, you have to ask people to actually invite you to meetings. But once they see a partner in your face, they start to do it proactively. So yeah, you have to
develop relationship
to roll the things.
Is it developing a relationship with these?
Actually, yeah, I think so.
Sounds like the 7 habits of highly effective people in work here. Being proactive, seek to understand before being understood. So great. Annie, thank you for the question. Is there another one?
Yeah.
Oh, over there.
Thank you very much for the perspective. You mentioned enterprise. What is the difference between the, in your perspective, the soft skills importance within enterprise than in different other companies like smaller caps?
Yeah, that's interesting question. Actually, I think you should have more soft skills, and you should be perhaps, again, in my perspective, more patient, and which is a soft skill. Again, proactive, because the things are rolling, and it's up to you to join the things and be the actor, not just to follow and push pixels and so on. So I think, yeah, in enterprise you have to have a lot of soft skills. Not that you don't in a smaller company. That's not what I mean.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Can you hear me? Yeah. So I have two questions. First one is, what is, and has there been a moment where you've drawn the line and stopped perceiving into a certain decision direction? And second question is, you mentioned the merge of the two icebergs. Could you share a challenging moment in terms of such a merge?
Yeah, exactly. So that was answering the second question. So we were designing those different aspects. Well, we have one enormous offering, which is called the VMware Cloud Foundation. It was the core offering of the company. And we were like, I don't know, 20 designers working on it. You can imagine we were like separated in silos. And yeah, we were aware of each other's not issues, but the matter. But you can imagine that we were not into the details enough. So after I designed my solution, we had to integrate it with the other one, and then it became clear that on a higher level, the one solution wasn't taking into consideration the other one. So yeah, if that answers your second question. And can you repeat your first one, please?
So it was in your career an example of a moment where you've decided that you have to draw the line and stop perceiving into a solution, into the direction of solution that you think is good, but you received, let's say, a wall from the stakeholders' side. Or when is the moment that you decide to stop?
Worry about that, maybe, or
no, to be insistent. Sorry. When is the moment that you decide to stop being consistent on the certain decision that you would like to be developed?
Well, a friend of mine, which is an ex-colleague of mine, also said once that, look, I'm a developer, and you cannot argue with me that something is not possible in engineering. But yeah, whenever that something becomes very hard in terms of time that needs to be invested, then I stop being pushy for this to happen. So it's pretty straightforward. But if you happen to give enough rationale on why this solution would not just work, but it will bring impact, bring positive value, and will benefit the whole company, then it is worth to chase it.
Great. Any questions? Last one, or we go for our next coffee. So the developers say they turn in coffee into code. Let's turn coffee into valuable UX insights. Last question? Okay, I see that you like the coffee. So enjoy the coffee. See you back in 3:15. And Nick, the applause are all for you.